We're live. What's up, friends? Let me grab this Zoom or YouTube link and provide it for folks. And we will get started. We're live. Okay, cool. So I do ignore the YouTube chat. So if you want to chat, feel free to come to the KCD Discord and go to the KCD meetup. And this is where we're going to be doing chat. And you are welcome to join the Zoom as well if you're awesome. Yeah, pretty much the ground rule. Oh, and let me just put this right there. Yeah, so the ground rules for my live streams are I'm not here to answer your questions. If you want to ask me questions, then you can ask during my office hours. That's why I have office hours. You are here for me. I'm not here for you right now. So yeah, feel free to give me tips and help with stuff. But yeah, that's the ground rules for that. Let me tell you what I'm working on. So right now, my rebuild of my website is hosted on Heroku. I'm going to be moving it over to fly.io, most likely. I am using Postgres. And so I'm going to deploy Postgres to Fly, and it's going to be awesome. But I have a login that's currently working, and it's using Firebase. And the problem is, I described this a little bit more in my office hours earlier today. But the problem is that I want to be able to put my server all in many regions all over the world, so it's fast everywhere you are. But if I use Firebase, then that's the central location. So any authenticated requests will have to go all the way from one side of the world to the other and then all the way back, which is fast enough for most apps. Like many apps are built this way, but I want to try this and see what it's like. And so we're going to be using distributed Postgres. I can't use Firebase if I want to take advantage of that. And so I'm going to be building my own thing. And it's all going to be hosted within the Postgres database that I already have for my user data. Yeah, we're going to do session tables and stuff like that. So let me, there we go. Sweet. 1 second. Okay, cool. So Ryan actually very kindly gave me a list of steps of things that I need to do. So I'm going to grab that and, oh, whoops. That, I wish I could say that's the first time that's ever happened. Okay, let's pull up my remix site, which I actually already had up. It was just over there. I have my Postgres database already running, so everything should be working. It's just working with Firebase right now. That is funny. There we go. Huh, that's weird. Yeah, so if we go to localhost 3000, I don't think that I'm still logged in. Oh no, I am. Sweet. And my team is still undecided. Sweet. And there's my name. Sweet. Okay, so yeah, I've already got like data going in and out of the database and stuff, and so that's all working, which will make this a lot easier. Let me close this now, and we'll just add a little note here. So Ryan was really nice to put this together for me, but I am doing things a little bit different because I'm doing magic links. I'm really a big fan of magic links. And so some of this stuff I won't have to worry about. And there's a bunch of stuff in here that you normally would, like changing the password and resetting password and, like forgot password, stuff like that. I don't have to worry about any of that because I'm going to be doing magic links. So I will eventually need to implement changing the email. Yeah, we will, we'll deal with that later. So with that said, because I'm not going to be doing passwords, I don't need to worry about bcrypt or saving their password to my database hashed. When they log in, the hash, they hash the provided password and compare it. So for me, this is let's see, when they log in, I need to generate a unique magic link ID. So I already have magic links implemented with Firebase. So I just say, hey, in fact, here, let's go to Firebase. My wife just stole my music because she's listening to Spotify in the car. I stole it back. We'll see what happens. Yeah, so I do have Firebase. This is all that I need. Get magic link, get user from token, get session token from magic link. So that I just need to re-implement those three things with my stuff. So yeah, generate a magic link ID, and we'll stick this as in the magic link table, whatever we'll call that. And then when the user, we'll send that in the email that's already implemented. When the user clicks on that link and comes back, we will resolve that magic link and probably their email address as well. Firebase does this where you have to provide not only the magic link ID, but also the user's email. And presumably, and this is so that if somebody were to intercept their email, they still wouldn't be able to get in because I put the email address in their session. So even if you're not logged in, you still have a session, a cookie session. And so when you log in, I put that email address in the session, then you click on the link and you come back to the app, and I have the email address that you used to generate the link. So I can say, okay, here's the link, but here's also the email address they used. So I can compare both of those to avoid somebody getting that link or something. So anyway, we will whoops, wrong window focus. Compare the email address and magic link ID. And let's see. Yeah, and if it is valid, if it's correct, then we need to generate. Yeah, if it matches right there. If it matches, create a record. Else redirect to the home page. Yeah, I don't know if there's a way to, let's see. Is there a way to make Postgres auto delete old magic links? I know that some databases have, I have no experience with databases, by the way. So some of these questions that I'm going to be asking myself are very basic database questions. So anyway.
Can I interject for a moment?
Yeah, what's up, Darius?
I have no experience with databases either, but I do know that Redis, however you pronounce it, does have built-in expiry and is also known for like being lightweight and speedy and all that stuff. So that's also a potential option.
I know that Redis is kind of the I say Redis. It's kind of the de facto standard for sessions and stuff because it's just like very, very lightweight. The problem is that I don't know of a way to get distributed Redis, and that's what I need is my database to be distributed like I can with Fly and Postgres. That's the whole reason I'm doing it this way. Okay. Otherwise, I'd probably just stick with Firebase. But yeah, maybe there's a way to make Postgres like auto delete old stuff. If not, then it's not a big deal. We can probably have things delete magically later or something. Okay, anyway, so we'll want to manage like if somebody never clicks on it. The other thing that I'm kind of considering is if somebody clicks on a, like, let's say that the magic link ID matches, but the email doesn't. I think I probably want to delete the magic ID and make them to request a new one. Yeah, else redirect to the login screen with error and delete the magic link ID. Okay, so yeah, and we'll create a record in the session table with the user ID and an expiration date. And that's kind of what I'm thinking maybe we'll have to do with the magic link table when we create a magic link, we'll have to have an expiration date as well. That's my guess. But it'd be really cool if I didn't have to bother with that. Yeah, let's see. Auto expiring Postgres data. I'm probably shouldn't dive too deep into this. Let's see what Reddit has to say about this. Yeah, it doesn't look like there's any built-in mechanism for that, which is no big deal. It's fine. So with an expiration date, it's probably sufficient. Okay, so then put the session's session records ID in the cookie. I can totally do that. That's kind of what, let's see. Yeah, get session token from Magic Link. That's sort of what this is kind of doing. So I'm going to be building the sign in with email. We pass the email and the link, and we'll get the ID. So this process will stick. We'll create a session in the session table. Give me back the ID for that session, and that's what this ID token will be. I'm not sure why. I have it verifying the ID token here in this auth create session token. Yeah, I think it's, yeah, we'll probably do things a little bit differently. But yeah, and Yago, thanks for the tip here. I could use like a cron thing from Steven, and maybe I'll do that. Yeah, we'll figure that out later. That's definitely not something we need to do now. That's a to-do. Okay, yeah, so put the session records ID in the cookie, and then on future requests, so that is the get user from token. So we're gonna get the token out of the cookie, and that's where this token comes from. We will go look up in our session table, and we'll see, is this cookie or is this session ID in there? And if it is it still valid? So did it expire yet? If it didn't, then we can go ahead and return all of the user data. So with Firebase, I had to have like two different users. There's the like auth user, and there's my data for that user. For me, I'll be able to just say, here's my session table. Go get me the user for this session. I'll check the session table. It's in there. It's not expired yet. So I get the user ID from that, and I go look up that user in the database, and I send that user's information back. And that will work great. Oh, sweet. Hold on a second. Hold on. Yeah. Okay. Henrik just said Upstash has distributed Redis. This is, I probably shouldn't be getting into this. I need to make a decision and just be like, I've decided. So here you have a region that you choose, but yeah, okay, I can't. I'm sure it's great. I'm not gonna look. I've got to stop. Just have to make a decision and move on. So we're not gonna do that. Thanks for the. Don't feel like you can't like nerd snipe me. Feel free. I will be strong and I will not dive in. Other people might be interested. Okay, so anyway, we'll get the user, and oh yeah, so that's the interesting thing is, if there is, let's see, ID, stick this in the magic link table with an expiration date and the requesting email address. That way we can validate that the user is the one who requested it. Whoops. In addition, if this user doesn't already exist, we'll know what email address to create for that user. So let's come down here, look up the session from the session ID. If not found, not logged in, yeah, not found. Yeah, then delete cookie and redirect to login or to homepage probably. Expiration pass, delete cookie and redirect to homepage. And yeah, let's do a colon here. We know it. Stress session read. Yeah. Okay. If found, but no user data, create new user. So this is actually one of the cool things about magic links is creation of an account is very similar to from the user's perspective, it's exactly the same as logging in. And so they just give their email address. And so, yeah, so if we find the session, yeah, let's see, actually at this point, we can create the user, yeah, put the session record in the cookie. If no user data or user for, let's see, hold on a second. Magic link will go in with the email address. Yeah. Matches, create a record in sessions. Yeah, if no user exists, then create one first. There we go. That's where that's supposed to happen. And then we put the session record in the ID, and on future requests, we look it up. If it's not found, we delete the cookie. If it's passed, we delete the cookie. And if it's found, send user data. Boom, that's it. I keep on hitting save. Yeah, and this is the login system for my blog. There are going to be some cool things that I do on my blog that require login, and it's going to be fun. Okay, cool. That's it. I can do that. Psh, it's easy. Okay, so I think I think going top to bottom is a pretty straightforward way to do this. So we're going to start with the get magic link thing. So we'll come down, and I'm going to need my Prisma schema. And in fact, I think that I can update my Prisma schema right now. I'm pretty sure I know everything that I'm going to need. So we're going to need a magic link table, and we'll need a session table, or model, if we want to call it that. So model, magic link ID. I don't like how they do formatting, but yeah, well, I think my editor plugin will fix that now, so hopefully. Default auto increment. Is that like, yeah, that's fine, right? Okay, and then this is just the ID for that's the ID for the magic link, but we want the like some sort of generated hash or something. I don't know. Random ID. Maybe the ID needs to be set, and so it doesn't have a default. Is that like a thing? I feel like you'd never want to have like the actual ID. What does this auto increment thing do anyway? That makes me think that it automatically increments. Yeah, I want a UUID. And that's what I actually want, is a UUID, because the magic link ID is what I should just send in the email. That makes the most sense to me. Yeah, that's what I was thinking, Darius, is that auto increment would not be great for security. So let's find out. I just copied that auto increment from the Prisma docs, but let's find out a different way to handle this ID. Maybe they have another way reference. schema. Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. Okay. Generator. Yeah, okay, I've got that. Yeah, that's fine. We're looking at model, I think. Let's see if they've got UUID on the page. Ah, sweet. Oh, nice. That's what I want. That's what I want. And it bothered me that the user ID was an integer too. So we're gonna have to make some changes. Now this is complaining because user ID should be a string, I think. Yep, sweet. Yes, that makes me feel much better. I didn't like the idea of it being an integer. Didn't make sense to me. Yay, nice. Okay, so unfortunately, format, no dice on the formatting. That's annoying. Oh well. Man, I used to do this by hand. CUID, what's the difference between a CUID and a UUID? My call is still auto increment. Oh, whoops, you're right. Okay. CUID is shorter. Oh. Well, I mean, it's still globally unique, right? So maybe for the magic link, I want the CUID. Yeah, it is a lot shorter. Yeah, it is pretty ugly. But UUIDs aren't pretty either. Yeah, like npm UID. They are prettier, actually, and they do look nicer. Yeah. Because I wouldn't care, except I am sending this in emails to people and they're going to see it. I like the UID better. Let's go with that. Good point, Yago. Okay, cool. So we've got the ID and we need an expiration date and the requesting email address. Now, let's see if there's a date. They've got an updated attribute. They've got now. Can I like, Is DB generated kind of like a, yeah, Postgres function? Yeah, that's what I was thinking. So I could make a Postgres function if there was a reliable way for me to automate, like when I create a new Postgres database instance, automate the creation of that function as well. I don't know enough about Postgres to do that. So what I could do instead is I could just say, get the created date of the link and then say if the created date minus now is greater than a certain time. So I could just do the calculation in code, which is fine. It's basically the same either way. I could either say here's the expiration date, or I could say when was the created date? Is it longer than what the expiration date would be? I like setting the expiration date. Expiration date is a date. There's a date type, right? Date time. Oh, I'm so glad that this is going to be TypeScript. Because I want to make sure I get that type right. That's cool. Okay, cool. And that is going to be required. And then the requesting email address. Email is a string. And is it unique? No. Yes. The interesting thing is that I should be able to say log in on the client and go to my phone and log on my phone, and then click on the link in my on my desktop. Click on the link on my desktop and then click on the link on my phone. That should work. That whole flow should work. So it can't be unique. The email can't be unique. I can have multiple links at once, which is fine. Yeah, Giuseppe, I could. Giuseppe's just asking about whether I'd need to store magic links in the database. I could encrypt the expiration date, email address, and secret to create a login link. And then, yeah, I could just put it all in the link itself. But I don't know. Yeah, and then the magic link stuff could all just be stateless, not require the database lookup or anything. I feel like that, yeah, so it could just be like email, date, and then I'm not sure what you mean by the secret, but I would use a secret to decode. So I'd encrypt it with some secret, and then I would decrypt it with the same secret, and then I could just parse out the email and the date. I feel like that. I am hearing myself, so I'm going to mute you, Chaiwa. Yeah, that could work. I wouldn't put it in a serverless function. I just put it in my thing, but then I wouldn't have to worry about storing it in the database or deleting old links or anything like that. Yeah. Okay, cool. How ugly would that look, I wonder? Yeah, that's, and so, but I wouldn't put the secret in the link. That would be something only I know. Yeah. Okay, interesting. So maybe I do need that bcrypt thing. Let me just see if I can. I wonder if I have it installed already, just transitively. Nope. Okay. Well, let's install bcrypt really quick. Actually, hold on. I don't know. I think I may have configured npm to not autosave stuff because I'm just used to what I'm used to. I'm gonna stand up here for a second. Yeah, I like that idea of not actually putting, I mean, there's not much information there, just the expiration and the email. And then never having to worry about deleting stuff from like old magic links from the database or anything. That'd be cool. Okay, so require bcrypt and then yeah, I don't understand how to use this stuff. Yeah, and they have promises, right? Hash, salt rounds. How many salt rounds should I go? They say 10. We'll just go with that. Okay, yeah. Okay, so we'll say hash. We'll just do sync to make it easier for me. And we'll do me at kentcdodds.com. We'll do, and there you go. That's 5 rounds of meetcancy.com. Cool. Yeah, and I could stick that. Well, and it would be more than that though. It would also be, let's see, something like new date to ISO string, something like that. And so we'd want maybe a better separator. Sure, 2 ats, something like that. It's just, it doesn't really matter what it is. Yeah, but yeah, and then I just send that. That's all I would need to send, is just this in the URL. Is that a URL that you can have? Example.com. Yeah, then we just encode that. So encode URI component, copy that. Yeah, and then it'd be like magic ID. That's what it looked like. Yeah, looks fine. And then we'd go back the other direction. Let's see. Hold on a second. Oh, right. So hold on a second. I need to pass this salt. Need to, oh, Jenna salt and hash, store hash. Hold on a second. Right, okay. No, I'm confused. Hold on. Hey, thanks, Mohammed. That is really nice of you to offer to help. Yeah, I may ask for your help. Right now, I'm trying to use Prisma less actually with the magic table, but or magic links. But I will definitely be using or updating some Prisma stuff for the sessions table, because I could put the whole session in the cookie, because it's just the user ID is all I need, and expiration is all I would put in the session. But then you can't show the user what sessions they're logged into currently and log out of all sessions. And I just feel like I want to have that capability. I'd like to be able to log out all users or something. I want to have that power. So I am going to be putting that in Prisma for sure. But as cool as it would be to just put it all in the cookie, yeah, because then I could just not worry about hitting the database. But I think it's worth it. Anyway, I'm a little bit confused for a second here, because I can hash it, but yeah, I need to be able to unhash it. Yeah, so actually this won't work at all because it's one way. I don't know what I was thinking. So yes, you can't do, and Silice, I'm not sure how to say your name, but yeah, you can't decode it by crypt hash. Yeah, that's good. Thank you for verifying that for me. I'm not sure what I was thinking. Crypt. So let me think. Yeah, node encrypt. I don't know. Not MD5. What is like SHA encryption? Can't remember what the one we're all supposed to use is now. SHA 256 in Node. Crypto. That's right. There it is. Oh, and they've got a nice little example for me. That's what I need. That's right. Require crypto. Hold on. I spelled it wrong. I'll get it right eventually. Here we go. So thank you. Sorry. Generate key pair. and generate a public and private key to validate. I don't think I could do a jot because jot can be decoded. Yeah, actually a jot would work. I could do a jot. But I'll just do crypto. It's built in. So yeah, let's go look at Node.js crypto docs. Holy shnikes. Nope, just kidding. I don't want to look at all this right now. Let's do this. Skip to the full code. Here we go. Oh, it's down here. So I need to be hashed. This is a company secret. Here's my hash HMAC thing. I've never seen that before. That's, yeah, I'm not sure what HMAC is, but sure. And then, yeah, this always was confusing to me. What's this update nonsense? But yeah, there's the hash. It's not really pretty, but it has all the stuff. So let's just do that. In fact, I'm going to go to temp. Hold on a second. I'm not sure if I've got stuff in that temp file that I don't want you to see or not. So let me go to, oh, whoops, I already, yeah, Vim. Sometimes I put stuff in these that's like my private key and stuff like that. Yeah. Nothing's in it. Yeah, okay, it's fine. So this is when I was playing around with Tito and I had my environment variable set. So this one's good. We've already finished that. Yeah, keep all that. Okay, so I'm going to require crypto. And actually, you know what? I'll just copy paste this. We'll modify it. Node temp. There it is. Beautiful. So then if I say my company secret is process env dot crypto or magic link secret, and then I'll come over here and I'll vim my env to be something totally random. Like raw, just type lots of characters. Good luck guessing that thing. That'll never happen. I don't know. There's somebody like listening to my keystrokes and they're like, I know what it is. But yeah, there we go. Yeah, so now we've got the magic link secret. We do the hasher thing, update that, and then boom. And then if I come here and I say me at kentcdodds.com, and what's a reliable separator here? What characters cannot be used in an email address? What characters cannot be used in an email address? Okay, special characters not supported. Okay, let's find something that's not too stupid. We'll just put this in a variable anyway, so it doesn't really matter. They call this a dagger? That looks like a cross to me, my friends. But okay. Oh, an M dash. That works. It's nice and simple. Cool, let's do that. So M dash, and then the expiration date, which I think I've got right here. That'll work. Stick that in there. We'll say it's except that might be confusing because they look similar. I mean, you probably won't ever read it written out or anything. Maybe we could do greater than sign. Here we go. Oh wait, is there an ampersand? Oh sweet, yeah, we can use an ampersand. That works. Oh, I could just JSON stringify into an array, and then we could parse it. Yeah, that's a good idea. That's actually a great idea. Let's do that. Then JSON stringify. Yeah, that's a lot better. That's great. Semicolons? Semicolon isn't listed here. Semicolon might work, but yeah, I like the stringify idea. Thanks, Giuseppe. Okay, so then we get our string and we do this, and then if we go, how do we go back? How to decrypt? How to decrypt SHA-256 hash node crypto. Okay, Okie dokie. It's a lot of code I don't want to look at. Decipher, where's that? Okay. What? Oh, these are. You did half the job. How do I decrypt this? There we go. How to encrypt and decrypt. Yeah, using crypto. Sweet. They installed crypto. It's built in now. I think it may not have been built in originally. Okay, here we go. So they are using create cipher riv or whatever. That's what the node thing was doing. So, boy, I hate that. If I ever do something like that where you mouse out of the window and I pop up something, I want somebody to come and slap me. That is not fun. I don't like that. Okay, let's just grab this. And get that right there. All right, there's the secret key. Okay, secret. We'll call that secret key. There we go. I'll delete this. Algorithm, sure. I don't actually really care all that much. Arpon, thank you for that. That's funny. Okay, yeah. Okay, so then if we encrypt the string console log encrypted, and then decrypt that encrypted. Rats, I was worried about that. I didn't look carefully enough. Okay, that's complaining about invalid key length. I'm guessing is that 16 characters? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, it's not. Huh. HMAC is a hash, not a cipher. You need that type of thing. I'm not sure what you're talking about. Are you maybe behind? Because I'm not using HMAC anymore. Giuseppe, if you want to make sure you're on, or just if you could explain what you mean. Okay, what's interesting here is we're returning two things. And I'm not sure why we're doing that. Oh, yeah, so encrypted is actually an object. So I'm confused about this. Where else is this used? Oh, hash. Oh, so I'm supposed to pass the whole hash. So I was doing it right. The hash has the IV and the content. Oh. Yeah, it's complaining about right here. Invalid key length. Yeah, I have no idea. Well, here, let's just see if what they have works. So I'll make another temp.ignored.js. Except I gotta spell that right, ignored. And we'll just do all of what they have minus the multiple files stuff. See if that works. Okay, it does. So I messed up something. Let's see if I change that. Yeah, that's what I was worried about. That secret key has to be long enough. But that's, how do they know how long it's supposed to be? Huh. Or, yeah, okay, so it's just got to be a certain length. I don't know how long it's supposed to be. Oh, we've got a good summary. Thank you. Slice. Okay. Cool. This is, I like a lot better because it doesn't just both of these take a text. Still not sure about that, but here, let's just go here. The console log, encrypt, hello, and decrypt that. Still got that same issue, probably because put your password here or generate a simple key. Let's try that. Okay. What is that encryption key? When it's been un64'd, do they just make a buffer? That's 2 string. So it's some nonsense thing. Huh, that's odd. Oh, because the nonsense thing is logged. Yeah. Secret keys have to be longer than 32 characters. Oh, okay. So if I try this again, and like, make it long enough. Yeah, still no dice. Okay. Well, let's just try this. I should just Google this. And maybe somebody will know. Okay, so ivy of length 16. Okay, so what if we do this? There we go. And now this can be as long as I want. It can be whatever I want. And I just do this script thing to turn that into my encryption key. Okay, cool. So then I can say, let's bring all this back here. Because I've got my .env thing now. And let me grab this really quick. Put that there. And node temp. Hello, sweet. And then it would be, oh, hold on. Let me grab this as well. Boom. Sick. Yeah, that works. All right, cool. Let's rewrite this to be what I like, const. Yeah, except I'm in a JS file that I think is ignored by ESLint, so I'm not going to get this very important warning. But who needs to give that a variable name? Not this guy. Sweet. Okay, cool. I like this. I think this is great. So let's go back over here. Let's get rid of our magic link model that we are not going to need anymore. And let's create a function, get magic link. This is going to take our email, which is a string, and expiration date, which is a string. And actually, where's the logic for this? I think I like the logic to be right here. So the expiration date will be created. And actually, it would have been a date, but yeah. Expiration time is, I think it should just expire in what, 2 hours? Is that too long or too short? I don't know. If it expires in 2 hours, that's probably reasonable. Just go request another link if it's expired. So 1,000 milliseconds times 60 seconds times 60 hours times 2 hours. 2 hours. That comment right there, it'll go out of date as soon as I do this. We're gonna get rid of that. Okay, so then the expiration date. This is where things get tricky with time zones and stuff. So I need to get the UTC time and always compare it to that. Thank you, Human, for explaining this. CTR IV length is based on block length, so it can't be longer than the block size. Yeah, I don't really understand that very well. I've worked with blocks before. I remember uploading blocks to YouTube. At least that's what they called them. There was something weird about block size. It was in Java. I think there was some memory management thing I ran into. This was a long time ago. 60 hours times 2 hours. Oh, whoops. Is that what I did? No, it's so this is 1 second. Now it's 1 minute. Now it's 1 hour. Now it's 2 hours. I think that's right. Will your secret be different on each serverless invocation? So I'm not deploying to serverless. And my secret will, it's an environment variable that I'll set. So it should always be the same. Yeah, 10 minutes. Yeah, 2 hours is a long time, right? Like maybe I should just do 30 minutes. 30 minutes. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, now we can do this stuff here. Let me delete this one. And let's just do let's see, encrypt.ts, server.ts. In Remix, if you put a .server on the file name, it will 100% ensure that there's no way this could end up on the client, because you do write some code that goes on both client and server. So I like to just use .server on stuff that I know should not ever go on the client. And that way, if I ever accidentally do something like that, then I'll get a warning and it'll fix things up for me. All right, now I'm in TypeScript land and I can import. And yeah, so this is going to complain. I've got some stuff that I've done for that. Yeah, I like doing it this way. Yeah, you just have to set that. So where else have I done this? Process maybe. Oh no, I know where it is, in the session stuff right here. Yeah, this is exactly what I want it to be. So if you're local, then I don't really care. Secret, not at all secret. Magic link secret. So if we're in production, then we must set it. Otherwise, it's no big deal. Yep, there we go. Now we're happy. And text, whoops. String. And ESLint is like, hey, preferred template, right? Sure. Is complaining. It's not assignable to type string. Okay, how about we do to string? Wait. So why is it complaining? Key. Okay, so it's complaining about my encryption key, maybe. Oh, right. To string. Now it's okay. Sure. Okay, great. Text part shift. Oh, because text parts could have an undefined value. Who wrote this? Not me. So ultimately what we're trying to get here, let's get back to that temp so I can log what is supposed to be happening here. Text parts. Okay, let me look at what people are saying. Okay, yeah, just fun comments. All right. Yeah, so I think what they're trying to do. Well, here, let's just run this again. Okay, so we've got. Yeah, that's interesting. Let's just do the IV part and the rest of the parts. Encrypted parts. I think that's what we want to do. Yep, there we go. Coming back. And this is complaint because it could be undefined. We can say if IV part row new error cannot decrypt something without, what does this IV thing stand for anyway? Random bytes IV. I think it may have explained what IV was about. I'm not sure what IV, so we'll just call it IV. Without an IV part. There we go. Now TypeScript is happy. That's a pretty long line. Okay, cool. And then we'll just export, encrypt, and decrypt. And you know what? Let's call this encryption. Import. Oops. Encryption. Encrypt, decrypt. And then, let's see. So I'll have our string to encrypt is JSON stringify, our email, and our expiration date. New date. Okay, so how do I create a UTC date? That is the question. So I need now, how to get now in UTC. JavaScript, except it'll probably assume JavaScript, right? No, maybe not. Get UTC date. Yeah, is that? Yeah, so date. UTC, come on. To UTC, isn't there a UTC something? Ah, man. All right, W3 schools, you can school me now. Get UTC date, isn't that what I was doing? New date, get UTC date.
Are you trying to get an ISO string?
Yes.
It'd be new date dot to ISO string?
Yeah, there is that, but is that ISO string?
Yeah, new date, it like gets the current moment in time, and then you can get an ISO string from that. So I think that'll work.
Get ISO string, but isn't
two ISO string.
Two ISO string. Okay, and this is irrelevant of
yeah. Or, I think that's just not time zone.
Yeah, no time zone. Okay, yeah, cool. Thank you. New date to, well, hold on. I'm gonna need to get date.now plus expiration time. Will that work? I don't know.
I think. Yeah, I think that'll work.
Yeah, I'll just double check. So is that 30 minutes? Yeah. Okay, cool. Sweet. And then to ISO string. All right, so now I've got my string to encrypt, so we're going to encrypt it. Encrypted. And that is going to go into my magic link, which, yeah, let's see. So with Firebase, you configure a bunch of stuff like where the magic link, the domain of the magic link, it's stuff like that. But this is mine. So now I know if I'm local, then we can generate it to be localhost. So I need to know what URL the current deployment is at, I guess. And I can set that as an environment variable because I don't think that from within the application I know where it is. So do I have an example? I need to have a local .env, or I guess that's what my .env is. It's a local version. So because I don't commit the .env anyway. So I'm going to go to my .env and we'll say, let's see, domain URL, local host. I don't have a port, do I? Let's go to my start. Or no, to the root TSX. No, server. Here we go. Yeah, undefined. Because it should tell me what the port is. I should be able to know, like, and I guess it all kind of depends on the host. And the host normally has environment variables. Let's see, fly environment variables. I think I spelled that wrong. Runtime environment. We have the app name, public IP, Redis cache URL. That's fun. And region, request headers. Yeah, okay, so it's not going to tell me my what port it's running on. But in production, that won't even matter because it's going to just be on port 80. Is that the port that it's on? But I won't need to put the port, so it's just local. So in localhost, I'll just say port 3000. That's fine. And then, yeah, and then in production, I'll just set the domain URL to be what it should be. Yeah, okay, cool. So coming back here, we'll say, in fact, we'll do a lot of the same stuff here. Domain URL is localhost 3000. Yeah, that works. Domain URL. So locally, it's no big deal. But if you're in production and you haven't set that, we will crash right away. Okay, so now we can return the or actually new URL to string. Base, huh? URL is that? We can say URL search params dot set ID. See, the situations like this where I'm like, I want to be like fun for people looking at the link and they see that the query param is flirp de point or something like, I don't know, like something ridiculous. The Cody key, because Cody the koala, sure, why not? And we'll just magic link search param Cody key. Yep. So we'll set the Cody key to the encrypted value, and then that's it. Actually, you know what? URL path name will be magic. Oh, thanks, Mohammed, for hanging out and stuff. Sorry, I didn't really get into any Prisma stuff. This is all non-Prisma stuff, but we'll get to that soon. Yeah, okay, so that should work. let's just test this out really quick. Rats, TypeScript does not work in JavaScript. Expiration time, need to bring that over. Right, yeah. Oh, we need both of those actually. In URL, right. I guess I did need that after all. There it is. Cool. It's just this long nonsense thing. Yeah, that's rad. Okay, nice. And then we need to write the other end of it for get or verify. No. What I really care about is I have a magic link. Can you get me the user for this magic link? So get user for magic link. And I need you to give me the email so I can verify that the right email is requesting that this magic link be resolved, and the link. Okay, and then we're gonna say, yeah, let's get the URL from the link. And URL.get magic link search param. Encrypted string. Let's just rename this to be more consistent and specific. URL search params get. And then we'll JSON parse encrypted string. We're gonna need to add like error handling and stuff too. This is complaining because it could be null. So we'll just do that. Okay, here's a quick lesson for folks, or at least here's my opinion. For a lot of people, when they see this, they're like, oh, that'll never be null. Bang, and it solves the problem, right? It could be null. Like TypeScript is telling you, it's possible that this could be null. It could be. So don't tell it it can't be, because it can. It could be null. So don't let your program crash because you told TypeScript that it couldn't be null. It could, and now we'll be fine. Now, actually, what happens if you, I think if you JSON parse an empty string, you're gonna crash anyway, so we'll wanna handle that. JSON parse empty string. Yeah, we'll want undefined. Or no, we want, yeah, what do we want? Null? Yeah, there we go. That'll work. Or we could do an object, and then our this line will work. Okay, so we'll destructure the, actually no, it's an array. Let's do an array. Yeah, right? Arrays work. And of course we'll do error handling and stuff too. But yeah, so this is our email and expiration date. And then we'll say if expiration date, if date dot now is less than, now do I have to worry about the fact that date dot now is going to be, I don't think I do. I'm pretty sure we'll be fine. Expiration date, new date. We'll get a good test of this here. So if what is this complaining about? Oh, right. It's, yeah, when we parse it, it's unsure whether that's going to be. If type of email is not equal to string, or type of oh, I need to spell that correctly. Let's do that. It's not equal to a string, throw new error, invalid. magic link. Okay, cool. So now this is absolutely a string, and you're complaining because you need to get time. What is this complaining about now? What? Oh, right, that is basically get time. There we go, much better. Okay, sorry, I missed a whole bunch of comments and stuff. Yeah, whole magic thing, it's fun, it's cool. Thanks for the help of friends on the live stream. Oh, that's right, JSON parse null works fine. Yeah, we're gonna stick with this. This will be fine because that way I can do my destructuring right there, and it'll still work. And then I can just verify that things are proper. The only situation where this would explode is if somebody gave me a search link that, or a magic link that was not parsable, and so this explodes. And in that case, we'll have try catches around some of this stuff too. So. Okay, anyway, so if the date now actually is, yeah, if it's less than the expiration time, then we've expired. And according to my notes, if it expires, then delete the cookie and redirect to the home page. So, yeah, that's actually kind of tricky because this code doesn't have any logic around the session and stuff to know whether to delete the cookie. But I could just throw an error, and that's probably what I'll do, because in any case, for these, if it's not found, I'll throw an error. If it's expired, I'll throw an error. If it's invalid, I'll throw an error. And so I'll catch those errors, and then I'll just display the message and delete the cookie. So that'll work fine. New error, magic link expired. Please request a new one. Boy, this would be more complicated if I was doing internationalization. Maybe one day, but yeah, right now that's not happening. I'm only one guy. Okay, so yeah, we've checked it whether it expired. We also need to check if the email. Oh, we are overriding. So let's call this one email. Validation email address. If email is not equal to the validation email address, then throw new error invalid. Actually, you know what? It's the same error either way. I don't want to give them any more information. Or that. There we go. So any of those things, it's an invalid magic link. Okay. So we verified it's the right email. We verified it's the right expiration, or it's within its expiration time. And now the last thing is just to get the user by email, which is get user by email. And here's our email to get the user. Boom. Yes.
Actually, this might be like me pedantically trying to account for edge cases, but what if JSON parse, what if the encrypted string is not like an array and it's trying to immediately destructure it?
Yeah.
And then that would become a runtime error.
Yeah, we talked about that, or I mentioned that a little bit. If it, we're going to put try catches around this. What I should, you're not being too pedantic. This is totally a thing that somebody would do. Is I wonder what happens if I put just random gobbledygook in this thing.
Yeah, sometimes people aren't nice.
Yeah, exactly. And actually, it just occurred to me, I'm not actually decrypting this. We're parsing the encrypted string, so I need to decrypt this first too. So decrypted string will be decrypt the encrypted string. There we go. But yeah, we should probably try catch around at least this stuff. In fact, the URL.
Yeah, both URL and JSON can both throw.
Yeah, so we'll just put all this in here.
Yeah.
And I don't even care about the error. If that happens, then somebody's doing something wrong. So I'll just throw, error that's invalid magic link. That'll be
the error, stop this, go away.
Yeah, exactly. So then we'll do, and I hate it when I do try catches, because then I have to move variables around. You know what? Nope, never mind. Well, here's what we'll do. I hate try catch. And then we will, I mean, that works. Raise your hand if you love that. Not this guy. We'll just do this. Parsed data. Darius raises his hand. Email parsed data 0. And see, this is the thing, is I don't love this either. I hate them both. All right, let's take a vote. The structure is 1. Where's 1? Number 1? Number 1? 1 number? How do you do that? Whatever. Anyway, I'm going to say I hate them. I still hate them. All right, we'll destructure. Sure, why not? I like it better, actually. I do like that better. Okay, great. So let's just double test this in our temp thing before I go through. So if I call that, oh wait, and we'll just return the email right here. Node temp. Oh, right. Oh, right, and I need to pass me@cantcdodds.com. I should probably be writing tests for this. Oh, that's interesting. Says the magic link expired. All right, so let's log date.now and that. Let's see what that says. Yeah, that's kind of what I was worried about. Let's do. I wonder what would happen. ISO date. New date to ISO string, and then we put a new date around that. And then we say that get time. See what that does. Yeah, no dice. Let's call this one a string. And then we can ISO date and expiration date. Yeah, that's interesting. So this one, no, that's right. Am I just flipping these? The conditions flipped. Yeah, okay. Try that. There we go. Okay, sweet, and it worked. I just flipped the condition. So does that mean if I do date.now, I think this should work. Yeah, okay, good. I just messed it all up. But I do like this better. So we'll come back over here, right there. And right, we need to call this Okay, cool. And actually, you know what? I don't want to export Prisma. I want all my Prisma stuff in one place. Maybe we'll export Prisma later, but for now, not for, let's do from. Okay, cool. Yeah, totally works. Actually, what happens if I get this wrong? Let's try that. Yep, it says invalid magic link. Haha, sweet. And if I do this as negative, what happens then? It's expired. Sweet. Good. Like I said, I probably should have been writing tests for all this, but hard to write tests when you're just, I don't know. I should have written tests. Probably still could. Let's do that. Get magic link, get user from that. Well, so there's where things get tricky. Get magic link is easy, but get user from magic link, I have to mock out Prisma. I'm not prepared to do that. I just want to get this done. So we'll do that later. Okay. Okay, sweet. So let's take a look at my list. What do we got? Generate the magic link. And we've changed this. Generate a magic link with a ID that's the encrypted combination of the user's email and expiration time. And we don't need to worry about that anymore. Sweet. And then compare the email address and magic link. Matches, create a record in the session table with the user ID and expiration date. If no user exists, then create one. Otherwise, redirect to the login. Okay, so we're not really in the redirect to login stage here, but this get user by email, we also need to say await. If no user exists, then we need to await create new user with the email address there. Let's do async here. And this is complaining because auth ID. Oh, I don't need the auth ID anymore. Can't remember what I even used that auth ID for. It was so that I could look up the user when I was doing this, but we don't need this anymore. In fact, we can get rid of that now. And the get magic link thing, that's gone now too. Yep, we are so close. It's just this thing. Yeah, okay, we're close. This is gonna keep on crashing. Shoot, what is it crashing from? I messed something up because I deleted those. Here, let's bring it back just for now so it stops crashing. Okay. Create new user. Honestly, we just need the email. And this, yeah, I need to do my migrate of my Prisma schema so I can get rid of that auth ID that was required. Is there anything else that I need? I need to make my session model. So let's do that before we might do the migration. Model session. And it has an ID. And what else? And an expiration. So it needs the user ID and expiration. User ID is, yeah, we just need that. And that's complaint because the user needs to exist first. Oops. Oh, rats, where did that? I think I accidentally just deleted it. Why is this complaining? I thought it was complaining. Oh. So a user can have multiple sessions, and that's what it needs. Prisma format. There we go. Nice. Thanks. I'm sure there's a way to set that up in my editor. In fact, format, default format editor. Whoa. Prisma format. I don't know what that means. Okay, so it has a user ID and expiration date. And this will be a date time. And it is required. I guess it's, yeah, required unless otherwise specified. Yeah. Okay. So now I think that's everything that I need for the session table. So let's do, was it Prisma migrate dev name sessions. Cool. Man, that's awesome. Thank you, Prisma. I don't want to do anything with database calls and stuff. I don't know what to do with the migrations directory though. What does that even mean? Is that just like, here's the script we executed? Wow. I'm so glad that I didn't have to write that nonsense. Psh. That's cool. I think that's really cool, actually. So I'm guessing that's like, I just execute that same thing on my production database and it will update everything. Yeah, that makes sense. That's cool. Very cool. Okay, sweet. So now, get user by ID. Yeah, we'll deal with that in a second. My types have been updated. Yeah, that's so awesome. User ID is no longer a number. It's a string. Hallelujah. And then this get user by ID. It's only used by Firebase, so we can get rid of that entirely. And Firebase, you can just not exist anymore. For goodness sake. All right, this is just a mess. You know what? Let's just delete this file. Pretty sure there's nothing else in here that I need. Now this is all gonna explode on me. So Firebase, ooh, glad it's not showing you the Firebase service account key. Okay, there we go. Yes, the session was the only thing that used this Firebase file. That was intentional, so I could do this easier. So we need this from Prisma. Get magic link and get user from magic link. And we can get all that gone. And this is complaining because get magic link is no longer async, which is nice. And then get user from token. Okay, so we have the token. This is actually just going to be our session ID. Yeah. But yeah, so get user from session ID is what we need. Get user from session ID. Session ID is a string, and return Prisma, or actually let's get a session from Prisma session find unique, or wait a second. Yeah, find unique, I guess. So find get, no. Where ID is session ID. Okay, and then if there's not a session, throw error, row new error, no user for session found. Yep, sure. Yeah, that's this part. So not found. Expiration is passed. So now we check the expiration. Something kind of like this. Session dot. Oh, we gotta await that. Why is this complaining? Oh, because we're not async. All right, so session could be null, but now it's not. Expiration date. What type is that? It's a date. Thank you. Get time. Well, actually, yeah, who needs that? If now is greater than the expiration time, then session expired. Please request a new magic link. And most of these actually we won't end up sending to the user. We'll just redirect the user to the login. Actually, we might display those on the login screen as an error message. No user found or session expired. Please request a new magic link. We'll see what we do with those. And then if it's not expired, we have the session, then we have the user, so we can say user, await Prisma user find unique, where ID is session user ID. And we'll return the user. Isn't there a way with Prisma to say expand relationships or something like that? I think there is. Client API. Oh, and there's an upsert. I think I might. No, I don't need that actually. I would need a resert where it's like read or insert and then read. That's what I would need. Sorry. Do you want to redirect from magic link to the original page after a session expire? Well, I'm not sure I understand the question. So the magic link can expire itself, but if they are getting a magic link, the session won't expire until sometime after. So I'm thinking that when, oh, so you're saying their session expired, so let's redirect them to get a new magic link. They get the magic link, and then we want to redirect them to where they were when their session expired. We can add that for sure. Human says that's upsert. Upsert isn't that update? Because I don't want to update. So here, what I was talking about was right here. So we're going to get a user by their email, but if there is no user, then we want to create a new one. I don't think there's anything like that. Peter, I'll probably do something like that. Because I always appreciate that. And we'll just do like a query string or something as part of the magic link. Yeah, because that's always kind of nice. Okay, get user from session ID. We've got the user, but I wanted to see relation queries. That's what I want. Include. Yep, I want the user. Include user. And this is compliant. Oh, true. There we go. And now the session should have the user. And so I can just say return session.user. Bum-ba-da-dum. Avoided an extra read from the database. Nice. Yeah. Sick. Prisma. Them TypeScripts though. That's so awesome. Okay, cool. So now we've got our get user from session ID. Brilliant. And then here, get user from session ID. Whoops. Come on. There it is. And oh wait, we do want that magic link stuff. Oh, this gets me the user, but I need the session token from the magic link. I don't need, yeah, and I haven't created the session. Okay, yeah, that's what I need. So let's get our session. Await Prisma session create data, and I need to specify the expiration date. It'll be hold on a second. All right, yeah, so this is the expiration date for the link. I'm gonna specify that. Link expiration. Link expiration string and link expiration date. So now session expiration date will be a new, or date, new date with date.now plus, this is going to be expiration time for the link expiration time. And this is our session expiration time. How long should a session last? A month? Go ahead and voice your ideas. And actually, Mateo just asked about joining the voice chat. I pasted a link to the Zoom pretty far up. Let me find it. Where did it go? I saw it a second ago. Here it is. I will pin it. There you go. So now you can join if you want. Yeah, okay, cool. I don't think, Iago, thanks for the tip, but I don't think we need to do some like extra digits or anything. I think we've got enough verification that things are working. This would be month. Yeah, that's a great question. Month since link generation or month since last interaction? I think that for my site, yeah, it's like, let's do maybe 2 weeks since the last interaction or something. But then I would have to update the session every time they interact, which just would not be awesome. I could say, let's update the session Like if there's only 2 weeks left, then let's update the session to be another month. And then I wouldn't have to update it every time. It's just there's only 2 weeks left. Let's just start with something simple. We'll do a month. So that's milliseconds, 2 minutes, or 2 second. Yeah, 1 second. That's 60 minutes. Yeah, so that's an hour. Or that's, I'm in minutes. The unit is minutes. 60 minutes, now I'm in hours, and 24 hours, and I'm in days. And then we'll just say 30 days. And that's my session expiration time. So now that get ISO, or actually, you know what? I don't think I need to turn that into an ISO thing. I just pass the date. Except I do want it to be an ISO string. Yep, sort of, or maybe it's okay with that. Pretty sure it's not happy with that. Let's just leave that. Okay, but it also needs to have, oh, come on. We need the user ID. Do I have the user ID? Oh, right. Yeah, we need to create the user if it doesn't exist. User ID. Okay, but it also. Or we just pass the user, I guess. That's interesting. Okay, great. That's fine. Okay, and so that's my session. Return session ID. And we don't need to get the user from the magic link. We need to get the session ID. Get session ID from magic link. And then our session server, get session ID. And you know what, all this token nonsense, we're gonna do session ID. And now we just need to pass the email address and the link. There we go. I mean, we might be done with the basic functionality. Let's just double check. So here's what we've got. Generate magic link with an ID. That's the encrypted combination of the user's email and expiration time. We are doing that with get magic link. Here's the email. Expiration date is the ISO string version of the link expiration time. String to encrypt, and then we encrypt it. Who needs that string to encrypt variable? Let's just get rid of that. We don't need that. Just kidding. We'll leave it. And then we'll take the URL. We'll get the domain URL. We'll set the path name to magic and search params to the Cody key and encrypted string URL to string. And then when they click on it, we are in the session right here. And we call login session with magic link. We get it for the email address and the link. All of that's wired up already to pass that email address along. So that's nice. And we turn that link into our URL. We get the magic link search params. We decrypt the encrypted string and we parse it to get that email and link expiration string. If any of that fails, then we just say it's an invalid link. If the resulting email and link expiration string are not strings, then we'll throw an error because it's invalid. This is unlikely to, well, these two are unlikely to happen. I'd be surprised if that ever happened. But yeah, that totally could happen. And then we get the date for that. We compare if it's expired. And then we create a session. We determine what the expiration time should be based on our month or however long. Yeah, this I don't like. Maybe somebody can tell me, and maybe somebody did and I just missed it. Yeah, that was fun thought experiment there, human. Yeah, I don't like this, but I don't know of a way to make sure that the date I create has no time zone associated. So we need to get now plus the expiration time, turn that into a time zone-less date by getting the ISO string and making a new date out of that. What I don't like about it is having to create two dates. That's what I don't like. I wish that I could say, hey, give me, here's a date, give me a new one that has no time zone associated. I guess that's what I would want, but it's fine. So now we're gonna get the user and we'll get them by their email. If they don't exist, and we'll create a new one. And then we'll create a new session and we'll return the session ID. Okay, cool. So we generate that, that's done. Compare the email address and magic link ID. If it matches, create a record. And if no user, create that first. Otherwise, redirect to the login screen with the error. So we throw the error, but we don't redirect yet. Let's see what happens if this throws an error. I think actually we might handle that already. So here on the magic page, yeah, if there's an error, then we just flash that there was an error and I logged the error message. Yep, so that's done. Put the session records ID in the cookie. So, yep, there it is. Session, which is a cookie session. Set the token. You know what? I call it token, but we're going to call it session ID. Dunder session ID. Sure, why not? So yeah, we set that into the cookie. And then on future requests, look up the session from the session ID. So we're down here on the session. And we have this require user. We also have a, actually, yeah, just a require user, which is kind of like a higher order remix loader is kind of what it is. Yeah, to that we pass a loader, which gets the user data. And we get the user from the request. That request or that get user will grab, hold on, are we using this anywhere else? Oh, we are exporting it. And we use that on login. Oh, right, to redirect. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. So we get the user from the request. And we get that, yeah, get user from session ID. And we return whatever we get back from that. Now, get user from session ID in this case. Yeah, so we catch that error. We don't really care. Yeah, we'll just catch that error. It's fine. And then here, if there's, here, let's call this just user. Yeah. If there is no user, then we'll destroy the session and redirect to login. Otherwise, we'll call the loader with the user so the loader can use the user. Okay, let me just check. You can ignore the time zone in ISO since it's always UTC. Yeah, I'm not sure what you mean with that, by that, what that would look like in code. So right now what I've got is this monstrosity. If anybody can clean that up, you are more than welcome to school me in your ways. I don't like it. Does Remix have some DDoS protection built in? No, I would need a rate limiter. Yeah, actually, that's a good consideration. I do need to make sure that people aren't just like generating magic links and stuff. Yeah, and actually, yeah, if this was just Express, and I can use Remix with just Express, but I'm using Remix Serve. If it were just Express, then there are like a bunch of rate limiter packages. But I think that it would be even better to just put Cloudflare in front of my server so that it doesn't get to my origin server. And that's what I'll probably do ultimately. Remove the Z denote at the end of the string if you don't want it. Okay, so that would be like, okay, I need to experiment with this in a REPL. What is this? Reveal in sidebar. Who is this? Testing playground. I'm gonna just go report this really quick. Testing playground. GitHub. I've seen this on a couple pages and I'm ready to not see it anymore. Comment is inaccessible. There it is. I'm seeing this as well. It appears on yeah, I've seen it on a bunch of sites. You can open, or this was the latest one. You can open, or I'm not actively using testing playground on that page, so I wouldn't expect to get any warnings or anything. And what I'm going to do now is, because I actually don't use the extension very much. Where's extensions? Hold on a second. Manage extensions. There we go. We're just going to disable it. We close this, open it up again. There we go. Yay. Okay. Okay, so let's try this new date stuff. Oh, whoops. Let's do. Oops. Ah, that's interesting. We created a new date. Okay, so what I need is I need this date just without the time zone information, because I do need to have a date object. That's what I pass to Prisma. And that's why I have to do the toISO_string nonsense. But then, so I do toISO_string so that to get rid of the time zone information, but then I have to turn that back into a date so that it's a data object. And that ends up being, yeah, it's correct. I don't know. The two dates are the same. Or like they are the same time. If I went to ISO_string again, so it's still going to be the right correct time. I just need to make sure that, because if I do that, oh, they are the same, aren't they? Yeah, so that's sufficient. Huh. Yeah, that works. Okay, so we actually can just get rid of the 2ISO string thing. I don't need that. Yeah, I think that should work. Let's just make sure of that really quick. We'll go to our temp ignored thing again. Bring this over. And we'll return the email. Node temp. Unexpected token because it's TypeScript and oh, right. I renamed this to get session ID. It works. And if I say, find the difference between these two, it should be, what is link expiration date, or yeah. All right, that works. That's correct. Hooray! Yes, this is good. Very good. That's nice. Okay, coming back. So on future requests, we look up the session from the session ID. So that's what we're doing in here. And then if it's not found, then in our case, we're throwing an error here. Let's find get session ID from Magic Link. Or no, wait, we're looking for future requests. That's this. Yeah, so we call get user. That's get user from session ID. And for us, we don't care why the session ID is messed up or whatever. If it's expired, doesn't matter. We're just eventually maybe what would be better is to actually allow that error to come through so we can send you know what? Actually, it'd probably be better. Well, we'll get to that when we want to do better error messages. For now, this is fine. We'll just send them to the login with no error at all. Here, in fact, let's do error console log or console error. So at least I can see what's going on when I'm developing locally. But yeah, so then we destroy it and we do that. So that's what we're supposed to do. Delete cookie and redirect to, we're redirecting to login for everything for now. We'll do something better later. If the expiration's passed, we throw an error for that. And if we are found, then we'll send the user data. And that's what we do. Okay, well, so we did everything we said we were gonna do. Let's see if it actually works. And our Docker container is still running since yesterday or 2 days ago. I think I never stopped it. So let's start the server. Boom, built in 208 milliseconds, rebuilt in 103. So that's nice. And I'd only had to do that because my post CSS thing decides to write to the file, even if the contents of the file didn't change, which bothers me, but it is what it is. At least it doesn't take forever to compile because we're using ESBuild, and that's nice. Okay, so coming over here, if I refresh, I should get redirected to the login. And if I say kentcdodds@gmail, oh, and that's super annoying. autocomplete. I've got to figure out what that is. Invalid key length. All right, well, there we go. We've just gotten started. And I think that's interesting because we are using the same exact key. I thought, hold on. Yeah. Magic link secret, invalid key length. Let's go to our, I'm not sure actually. We're looking for the encryption. I was about to console log the secret, but then you all would see it. Okay, hold on a second. I'm going to stop sharing really quick because I want to investigate this. Look at the secret and that. Yeah, I haven't the slightest clue. Let's do the same thing over here and see if it's the same. Sorry, it shouldn't take too much longer. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, okay. So nope, same thing. It's exactly the same. Well, let me clear this out. Get rid of this. And this. I can share my screen again. Yeah, I'm not sure what that, why it's giving me that. I am acting under some assumptions though. So maybe that error is happening somewhere else. Let's come to, no, it's session or Prisma, magic link. I'm pretty sure it's happening on that encrypt thing. Yeah, so here one happens, but here too it does not. So encrypt is the thing that's throwing the error. Actually, let's come back here. We'll try catch so I can throw the error, but also, whoops, console log error stack. I hate this. Okay, coming back here. Yeah, that is happening where I think it's happening, I believe. All right. Eventually Remix will have better source maps, but for right now, I'm looking at the build code, and it is exactly where I thought this was going to be. So if I go algorithm, that's interesting. It looks awfully short. My algorithm, yeah, I am. Oh, GCM. Sure. Thank you, Human. Nope, still no dice. set. This looks like it's empty. Yeah. We got 3 boys out there who got the little plastic pool out and are filling it with water. They're so cute. Okay, so anyway, let's see why that's empty. Yeah, because that is unexpected. So hold on, I'm gonna stop sharing again just to be safe. Well, you know what? If I reveal it, I'll change it. So, and I'll probably do something completely different in production anyway. So who cares? And in fact, you know what? Even more, when I'm working locally, I want this to just fall into place. So we're gonna just delete it and we'll make it work with my default thing. There we go. And actually I'll go to my .example. And actually, you know what? env example. Oh, here, let's get out of there. Oh, those are some of the keys that I'm using. And this is our magic link secret, whatever stuff. And Firebase, we're going to get rid of that thing. Yes. That'll be nice. Okay, so with that, in fact, did I get rid of the Firebase file? Yeah, Firestore. Oh, that's, yeah. So yeah, let's take a look at what that log does for us. Did I save this? Oh, it could be this script sync. The funny thing is that it works when this basically the same code is in that temp file. So I'm doing all the exact same stuff. Okay, anyway, let's see the, oh yeah, we wanted to see that buffer. What is that buffer? Yeah, that buffer is an empty string. That's what's going on. Oh, and you know what it was? Am I doing this toString? I'm not. That's the difference. But TypeScript doesn't like that. Because you can't do a buffer from a buffer, I guess. What happens if I just say, put the buffer right there? I mean, maybe that was a mistake in the code that I copied or something. There we go. Email sent. Nice. And still, my email mocking isn't working. I don't know why. I need to look into that. So it probably sent a real email, which I will go check now. There it is. Oh my goodness, that's so cool. Here, I can show you. Here's your sign-in link for kentcdos.com, and it's localhost now. Yay! And it says welcome back because there's a user in the database with that email address. So that's cool. Yeah, that's so cool. Cha-ching. Okay, so moving on. And it's got the Cody key in it. So I'm going to copy this address. We'll go over here. Yeah, look at that. That's the Cody key. Yeah. And invalid. Rats. Well. Okay, so we did this get, and it said it was invalid. So let's find out where it decided it was invalid. Let's get rid of all this. Okay, so we will console log link and object log is what I call this, URL, and object log encrypted string, decrypted string, and email link expiration string. And then validation email address as well. And that should tell me everything I need to know about why that link didn't work. Come on, here you are. Okay, what? Not a single log? Okay, let's go to the magic page then. Oh, yeah, right. This is all like old Firebase nonsense. So we didn't even try. Those magic links will still work. That's an interesting thought. So you can request a bunch of magic links and they all will work, assuming that you use it on the same in the same browser that has your email in the session. Okay, so we don't need mode or code or continue URL. We'll maybe add that in the future. But I do have the Cody key. But we do all of our validation server side or in the function anyway. Yeah. And in fact, all of this is done server or further downstream. Well, suppose I do want to make sure that we have the right, or that email is defined. So we'll just do that. Yep. And then the continue URL, we'll just have it default to /me for now. Okay, cool. So now I should be able to use that link again and it should work without trouble. So coming back, copy that. All right. No dice. Whoops. Ah! I just opened the DevTools on my editor. Okay. Here it is. We've got the link. Where are we at? We got all the way to the encrypted string and decrypt wasn't happy. Something exploded on decrypt. So let's get our error. And yeah, actually, this link still works. Is this a bad thing? Like that they can continue to use this magic link? Maybe this is why I should put it in the table. Just like the session, I can invalidate things at any time. I don't think it's a bad thing. Like just use the link again. It expires after 30 minutes. I could make it expire after less time, like 10 minutes. Yeah, I don't know. What harm is there? They have no way to set the cookie programmatically. So, and I validate that the email address is in their cookie. Yeah, I think we're fine. It's okay. Okay, unsupported state or unstable authenticate data. Well, I didn't see that error before. So that's happening on the dot final, I guess. Okay, so let's come back here. If we go to temp ignored, oh, right. Okay, so I did change. All right, here, let's just do this. Comment this out. See if we get the same error. Nope, no error with that code. Oh, that's funny. Promise, but it shows me what it resolves to. So that's cool. We don't need the async on here. I don't know. Didn't I delete the double buffer part? Yes. So this is where, yeah, so hold on. Yeah, you're right. I deleted it from my source. Okay, let's come back here. So this should now be the same. Right, yeah, okay, so that's the same. And then in decrypt, yeah, so in here, we had the buffer, but in here we did not. Whoops. Okay, well, so I know that this code works. So let's grab this and we'll override all this and we'll see ESLint is gonna, or TypeScript is gonna say we need types on this, which is fine. Yeah. Unsupported state or unable to authenticate data. Well, I think we're probably safe to just put this over here too. We don't have to have two different browsers. In fact, hold on. Let me just check my inbox. I don't think there's anything. Oh yeah, there's this there's a class action lawsuit on something impacted. And some ad of some kind. Yeah, all right. There's my inbox, inbox 0. That's how I roll. Okay, so unexpected token stream. Yeah. Yeah, let's just try this again. I'll just generate a new link, do the whole thing again. Come on, refresh. Well, I sure wish that my mocking the HTTP call to send the email worked. I think I may actually get rid of some of the abstractions that I've got and just hit the API myself. Okay, there we go. And nope. try to add cipher final with hex. This one? Hex. That's not happy about that. Because this returns that, but when I do hex, now it returns. Oh, so I guess the what is it complaining about? Uint 8 array. Huh. Is there not a module for this? Like, can I just install something so I don't have to do this myself? Or maybe, maybe I should just stick to it. We're so close and it's not that much code. It would be nice to not have a dependency on something. I think I just want to use a module. npm encrypt. There's one called encrypt. How about decrypt? Decrypt. Use decrypt. Is that what I want? I want something that encrypts and decrypts. Here it is, encrypt, decrypt. Node.js is installed the correct way. Read next item. Okay. I don't think that's what I want. I feel like I'm so close. Roll out the JSON parse error. Yeah, I did. We're seeing that the error is happening in the decrypt function. 50 downloads 10 years ago. Yeah, probably not the one I want. And encrypt and decrypt. There we go. So you're saying if I do update hex and then say hex here, oops, and then, wait, no. Oh, I was putting it in the wrong spot. And then, hold on a second. Hold on. Oh, that's interesting. So if I add the hex there, then we're gonna get an empty decrypted string. I need hex here as well. I don't understand. So not in final, we just put it in there, but it doesn't appear to work that way. Okay, let me make sure I didn't mess something up. So on the update, should work, yeah. But once I add the hexes there, then I get this decrypted toString returning an empty string. What if I don't put it on this? Okay. Well, the JSON, we're getting JSON malformed because the decrypted string is an empty string. So that's the real problem. It appears to work if I put a hex on this, a hex. So sure, but now this is complaining because this needs to be a string. I don't think it's trying to parse the hexes JSON. This is an empty string. That's what I get back from decrypt when I set the cipher update to hex. Yeah, this is all just magic. I don't want to deal with this. Let's look at what's wrong with RSA. You said that uses RSA. Oh, probably going to be really slow. How slow is really slow? Because we don't do this very much. Like, are we talking 3 milliseconds kind of slow? Because if that's what it is, then we're probably fine. I'm more concerned about it being bad or being effective. Should be UTF-8, not hex. Okay, so if I UTF-8. Okay, here, let's, yeah, UTF-8 on both of these, UTF-8. Try that. Okay, that's better. So if I come back here and say UTF-8, TypeScript isn't happy, but we can make TypeScript be happy, maybe. That's interesting. The update over here is fine, but this one's not. But let's just see what happens. Go back here. Yeah, no dice. I wonder what happens if we remove that. And now TypeScript is fine. Oh, you know what? Actually, it probably, we need to get a new link. That's probably what we need. Okay, here we go. No dice. Unsupported state, yeah. Just make sure the buffer is encoded to UTF-8. So that is the encrypted text. This needs to be, so I'm toString and this is hex. Okay, so I remove it there. Here, let's do it in the temp just to test it more quickly. So if I remove it here, I just need to make sure that these are UTF-8. But if they're UTF-8, does that mean that it's going to be super long? Yeah. So hex is fine. And we had that before. And it all works here. It just doesn't work in when I'm actually rolling. Okay, so that's the whole thing all working. This is what the encrypted thing looks like. That would be the Cody key. And this is what the decrypted version looks like. Cipher.update. Yeah, so it's all working here. It's just not working when it's running in here. Let's just copy encrypt and decrypt again. Or actually, let's copy more than that. We'll copy all of this. And we just set the types. Okay, I'll try this once more. Generate a new email. URL encoding issues. It's possible. Yeah, let's test that out. Oh, actually, no, it's not, because we are setting it to get magic link, and then I pass. So we're doing all the same stuff. So I get the magic link, and then I pass that to get session ID from magic link. So yeah, we're running through all the same code. But we can get some more info on this. Let's just give ourselves more. I'll give myself an extra day. So that's what it looks like encrypted. And we create the magic link. And what's interesting is that magic link looks different. Oh, right, because it's not actually the exact same encrypted thing. Yeah, the encrypted thing actually changes each time. because the expiration date is going to be different, which makes sense. Okay. String with colon. Wait, where is it? Buffer from. Giuseppe, you're talking about this buffer from join nonsense. Yeah. And actually, in my investigation, there was never anything else. So we could totally just do this. Yeah, that should work. Okay. So human, you said that should be UTF-8. I'm not sure what you're talking about. Oh, you're talking about this part. This should be UTF-8. Okay, so hold on a second. When we encrypt, we generate some random bytes with this length, and then we create a cipher IV with our algorithm and our encryption key and those random bytes. Yeah. So I am, yeah, and that's what I'm doing right here, is I'm splitting the encrypted text by colon, so I can get the IV part and the encrypted part. And both of these are hex. So it makes sense that these would both be hex. Okay, so I did make a couple changes. Let's just see. Come over here, start with the algorithm, paste all that, add our types. Okay, now this is complaining because of some changes I made, right? Because this could be undefined. We'll just call this invalid text. Okay. And I'll copy that over here. We'll just make sure that still works. It should. I can't imagine why it wouldn't. Yeah. Okay, so now let's request another email. That was 5 minutes ago. Let's get the latest one. Come on. There it is. Hey, I don't know what changed, but it's working now. We're not going to touch it ever again. But it worked. It worked. Cool. Sick. Okay, so my question is, yeah, oh, sick. Yes. I'm so glad that is working. Okay, so now I'm going to stop my Docker container. And I'm not currently, I'm not storing the volume anywhere, so it should actually not store any of that data. It should be like I need to reset it up again. Oh, yeah, I'll commit here in just a second. I just want to make sure that we can create a brand new user because we had a user in the database already. So I'm not finished testing everything. We've done everything, yeah. Okay, so ready to accept connections? Whoops, exit. And we're gonna Prism migrate, or yeah. Cool. Sweet. So it generated my what's-its and Gasmos and Gidgets. I would have expected some logs here for what it just did, but it is what it is, hopefully. Oh, no schema change or pending. Okay, well, oh shoot, what is, I feel like I need to do something. Well, I don't know, maybe, log out. Oh, when I log out, I need to delete the session. Am I doing that? I delete the cookie. I don't think I delete the session from sign out session. Yeah, I just unset the cookie, but we need to delete the session. Okay. Delete user session. Session ID string. Await Prisma session delete, where ID is session ID. Yeah, we'll just do that. And so then here, sign out session. Session.id. Who is calling this? Oh no, yeah. Session ID, session get. Okay, so we can delete that session from the database. Something is not happy. I have no idea what that was. ESBuild something or other. Okay. We need to find where this is happening. Wait. Okay. Whoa. Oh, session ID. Yeah, because now I have no, if session ID. That will solve the error. Yep, that'll fix it. Okay, cool. So let's sign in. And you know what? There's a Prisma Studio. That's what I want to look at. Let's look at our sessions. There's my session. And we're going to delete this one because I didn't have that added yet. Save change. Okay, cool. And show our latest 0 minutes ago. We are signed in, and is there like a way to refresh? There it is. There's their session. Okay, cool. So now if I log out, and I refresh, boom, session's gone. Sweet. Yes. Yeah, I will be, all of this stuff is open source, so you'll be able to look at that, Giuseppe. Hopefully that's helpful to you. Okay, so now my question is, what happens if, here, let's delete this. And we'll delete the user also. I'm logged out, right? Yeah. Delete one record, save changes. All right, so now I want to log in. And wow, that was a lot faster. Clicking the link above will create a new account on kenziedots.com with the email kenziedots@gmail.com. Welcome. If you'd instead like to change your email address for an existing account, please send an email because we don't know how to do that yet. But now, because I own authentication, I will be able to code that up. I'll make it work a lot nicer. You have a little link. You say, I want to change my email address. And you set that, and it'll send an email to your old address. And you click that to confirm that you'd like to change it to the new one. And I say, okay, great. And we'll change it. And it'll work great. So anyway, now we go here, and I'm logged in, and I have a user. Yes. Yes, and we have a session. Cool. That's neat. Yeah, this is so rad. Change account details? Sure. My name is Kent. Submit. Now we refresh this, and boom, there's my first name. Sweet glory. And I can change my team to blue. Save that. And we refresh, and there we are. We're blue. Oh my gosh, this is so cool. Yeah, so if you lost access to your old one, and you want to change your email, then you just email support, which is me, or yeah, pretty much. And I will vet you. I don't have that many users, and it's unlikely that's going to happen very often. I know that you leave a company and you unwisely used your company email for signing up for my account or an account on my thing, then yeah, that's the situation. So, okay, let's commit stuff. So commit. Oh, you know what? Let's npm uninstall all the Firebase stuff. Firebase and Firebase admin. And did I update the .example? Yeah, it no longer has that anymore. Ha ha ha. Oh man, this is great. Yeah, so how you ensure that they're who they say they are, it's, yeah, I don't know. It's hard. I probably just say make a new account. There's not a whole lot of data you're going to be missing or whatever, so it's fine. Okay, cool. So commit custom auth removed or replaced Firebase with magic or custom magic links and Postgres sessions. Kind of a long commit message, but there it is. All right, so I'm gonna take a little break, and when I come back, I need to do deploying to fly. And actually, I'm thinking, so Human, you're saying you'd rather believe in their session. That makes sense, I think. The problem is, what if somebody takes over their computer? I guess they'd probably be logged into the old account too, the old email account. I don't know. I hope I don't have to deal with it. Yeah. More secure or my convenience? I mean, I guess the biggest reason that I want to verify it with the old email is just to make sure that they didn't accidentally change it to the wrong email. So if you verify it with the new email, then if they mistype it, then that's going to somebody else. So yeah, that wouldn't be good either. Yeah. Yeah, I think the best or the least bad thing I can think of to do is to send it to their old email. Or an alternative is to say, oh, you want to change your email. So I'm going to send you an email to the new email address. And here are, here's like a pin of numbers you need to enter to actually change your email address. Yeah, that would work. So I send it to the new email address. Here's a pin. Go check that new email. Click on that, that link. It'll take you to a page that verifies you have that pin. Yep, that would work. Because even if you sent it to the wrong person, they wouldn't have the pin. Or do I even need to do that? What I do with the magic URL is, or magic link is, you click on it, and not only do I verify that you have the right code in there, but I also verify that I put the email session or the email address in your session. And so when you click on it, I check that the email address in your session matches the one that was in that URL. So what I could say is, okay, I sent a link to your new email address, and I also, unbeknownst to you, put the new email address in your session. And so when you click on that link, if it's in the session, then I'm like, okay, yeah, same person. If it's not, then it was somebody else who got the email. Yep, that's way easier. Yeah, and that way you don't have to worry about remembering the pin or anything stupid like that. And neither do I. Okay, great. So I just pushed. This is absolutely going to fail on CI because I still am deploying to Heroku and I don't have a Postgres stuff set up there. So that is my next step, is deploying to Fly. And I'm thinking I'm going to turn off this live stream and I'll start a brand new one for that, just to separate the videos to make it easier to know for folks who want to watch it later. So anyway, thanks for hanging out. This was super fun, especially Human, for your help on the crypto stuff. I still don't know exactly how it works, but it does, so I'm happy. And it's not like a silly ton of code either. So yeah. We generated the magic link, we compared the email, yeah, all this stuff. Oh, it's so good. It's so good. So good job, team. This was fun. Thanks for hanging out, and I will see you all in, I'll probably start live streaming again in around like 10 or 15 minutes. Just want to catch up with what's going on and maybe do some stretches, have a snack before I get back into stuff. So yeah, okay, let me